Hi everyone, so I'm out here today testing out my new Vargo Hexagon titanium wood stove. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. A couple of people I know have them, and my local outfitter's got them in the other day, and I was running around, and it's kind of an impulse purchase really. But like I said, I've been meaning to get one anyway, so I finally pulled the trigger. So let's do a quick tabletop review and weigh in, and then we'll set it on fire, see how well it performs.
So the weigh-in with the case, 4.6 ounces or 133 grams. Without the case, 3.9 ounces, 111 grams. The dimensions: 5 inches or 12.5 centimeters by just over 5 inches, 13 centimeters. The depth is about 1/3 of an inch, just under 1 centimeter. So let's talk about the features. It's made from stamped titanium. It's basically a concertina design. You unfold the sides of the stoves, they're all hinged. They have these little slots in the side with matching tabs built into the base. And the idea is you just unfold all of the edges, put the tabs into the slots, and voila! We have a door that opens on the side which we can use to feed in our wood. It's not a perfect close, doesn't fit perfectly, but you know, with a wood burning stove you don't really want it to be airtight anyway. It's not a big problem. It opens nice and smoothly, so that's the important part. And so the idea is that you put your wood fuel in here and you place your pot on top. If you've got a very thin, slender pot, like a homemade hiney pot or something like that, what you can do is you can put tent pegs or metal rods using these grooves, and then sit your pot on top of the rods. Now, one thing you do need to be careful of when you're assembling it is that the final tab here has like a little wedge shape, unlike the other one, which doesn't. And basically that's to hold everything in place once you've assembled it. So you need to make sure that you push it in very, very tightly so that it's completely flush, and then that will hold it in place, and that gives you your stability, which, you know, obviously is important when you've got a big pot of water on there. If you don't push it in all the way, or you know, you just sort of throw it together haphazardly, then it will be very loose and you won't have your stability and it'll end up collapsing on you. So you know, just pay attention when you're assembling it and you won't have any problems at all, because once that tab is in properly, it's rock solid. It's not going anywhere. Obviously, with it being titanium, it's ultra lightweight, and it has a very, very slim form factor. And because you don't have to carry your fuel, it's absolutely perfect for ultralight backpacking. And the case is made from Cordura with Velcro tabs, and it's plastic lined. Now, if you're a real fanatic about ultralight backpacking, you can leave this behind. But I actually like this because the stove gets very, very sooty, obviously, because you're burning wood, and because this is lined, you can actually just put the stove right in, and you don't really care about getting the rest of your gear dirty. Then, you know, it doesn't weigh that much. You might as well use this like I say, if you're a total fanatic, then you can maybe take a little plastic bag or something like that. But this works just fine, I think. And one final thing worth noting is that the mini trangia actually fits perfectly inside here. And so you could, in theory, you could use the Vargo Hexagon as a windshield and a pot stand for a Trangia, which you know, it's quite an interesting idea, especially considering that the pot stand and the windshield that you get with the standard one that you get with the mini Trangia is not really that effective as a windshield. So yeah, interesting idea.
I had to try and save some weight. I didn't really bring that much water out with me. I brought a little bit, but not too much, just for drinking while I'm walking, basically. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be melting snow in my pot, which is my Crusader Cup. Hopefully you can hear me over that plane flying overhead. Now the thing you need to remember when you're melting snow is that it's 90% air and 10% water, which means that when you're melting it, the air can heat up very, very quickly and not necessarily let the water melt quickly enough, which can buckle your pot or even split it in some cases. Which would obviously be a very, very bad thing. Now, to avoid that from happening, what you do is you need to just put a small amount of water in the bottom of your pot, so you've always got something boiling and heating up the snow. And then the snow, as it breaks apart from the air, it will fall into the water and melt in the water, rather than the surface area of the snow touching the sides of your pot and scorching your pot and possibly splitting it and buckling it. I'm going to compress the snow down because that will help a lot as well. Pack it in as tightly as I can. So pack it in. Like so. And then I'm just going to make a big finger hole through the snow all the way down to the bottom of the pot. Which I will then fill with some of the water that I brought with me. And then I'll put some more snow in on top of that, and we should be good. Shouldn't be any danger of the pot splitting after that. As you can see, I just put some thicker pieces of wood on the bottom of the stove, which I'm hoping will form a bed of coals once the actual twigs, which I'm using for the main fuel, start to burn down. As you can see, I prepared a good amount of twigs along with some thicker stuff which we can use as proper fuel once it starts to burn properly. I've no idea how long this will last. I may need to prepare some more. We'll see. Lovely heat coming off it. Seems to be burning the fuel very efficiently. Yeah, not too bad. It's a bit fiddly to keep feeding it, but there you go. There you go. Works pretty well if you can find dry fuel for it. It has the advantage that you don't have to carry your fuel with you, but you do need a plentiful supply. Obviously it doesn't use too much, but you do need a good supply of small dry fuel. But it works very well. I'm not sure it's necessarily going to replace an alcohol stove for me, but given its small form factor and low weight, I may just keep it in the top of my Bergen for emergency use. We'll see. I like the idea of it, definitely. Well, I hope you found this useful. As always, any questions, queries or problems, feel free to drop me a line. Cheers.